Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is My Persistence Project. I'm so glad you're here. This week was week 11 of Ironman Portugal training. We are officially 8 weeks out from Oceanside and 37 weeks out from Portugal. So time is ticking by. I, yet again, didn't really record much of my workouts. So in lieu of boring recaps, I figured I would go through some of my favorite run gear. There's so much gear on the market. Some good, some not. I found a lot of stuff that I really like, so I figured I'd share it with you. I've been really running pretty consistently for the last few years. I definitely started in very old running leggings and a cotton t-shirt, so you don't need fancy gear to get started, but it is nice to have things in your pocket. And I always find that like gear is a motivator for me to like get out and get going. So definitely would recommend some different gear. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about what gear is great. Okay, first things first, we'll do clothing first. Features socks, always. I've literally had this exact pair since college. So that was I've had these for at least 8 years. Wear them multiple times a week, still great. Literally best investment ever. I've had all my feature socks I've had that entire time. I don't know the exact name of all these clothes, so I'll put it on the screen, but there's these Janji shorts. Really love them. They're very expensive, but they're worth the money. They have these little grippy dots, so they don't ride up. They fit really well. They have really large pockets, which are really great for like gels or your phone or like literally anything you could need. You can even put a jacket in this back pocket. So many great features. I've also noticed the new ones have like key holders, so that's kind of sweet. I got this REI winter like running jacket. Super nice for cold temperatures. When it was really cold in Montana, I wore this a lot and it is awesome. It's like waffly inside. It's not super spendy either, but I definitely had to size up. But I have been really liking this thing and would recommend, especially if you live in a colder climate. All right, this Janji waffle knit long sleeve for the winter. I've also been absolutely loving this. I kept it. I wasn't sure I loved it, but I've been reaching for it so much. It's honestly so great. It's a good mid-layer, super nice. Love. Same goes for this rabbit shirt. I also just like the color, and so I picked it up at REI and was like, well, maybe I'll return it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Wear it all the time. Super thin, not super warm, but definitely warmer than like my sun shirts. So do like that and would recommend. And then the Mountain Hardwear sun hoodies, 10 out of 10. I have 2 in the crop with the hoods. I have 2 fulls with the hoods. Delightful. I have basically every type of them and I like them all. They're all great. So you really just can't go wrong with you just really can't go wrong with the Mountain Hardwear ones. And then almost last but not least gear, this REI running vest. Best thing I bought. It is so warm for how small it is. Like, it is tiny. It packs up super easy. It also doesn't have like down in like little sections where you can't like wash and dry it easily. Like, I've washed and dried this like at least once a week since I got it, and it's been great. It has these like big pockets on the side. I've stuck water bottles in it. I've stuck like electrolytes, all the things, gels, all the things. Nice pockets, which I really have been enjoying. So that's been great. Got this On Cloud running bra. Honestly, I really do like it. One thing I've learned though about running bras is that you have to change them regularly, and I'm not that good at it. Like, at least once a year, you should probably be changing it out. I've found that if you don't, they stretch out and then I chafe, and so that's one thing I've really been focusing on. All right, let's move on to electronics. Aftershocks headphones, so worth it. So great, 10 out of 10. I lost my pair and I literally bought new ones right away. These ones are the smaller ones. You can buy like 2 sizes. These are the smaller ones. Would recommend the smaller ones if you have like, if you're a woman or you just like have a little bit smaller head. I bought this spy belt at like a Dick's Sporting Goods probably like 7 years ago. And honestly, it works. It's great. You can put a water bottle in it. You can put your phone in it. You can put gels in it. And I found that this is just like very versatile and works well. That was not an electronic, but you know, we'll roll with it. This Ultraspire, it's a waist running light. I don't like headlights, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna get this to try. I do like it. I think it's pretty expensive, but it works well. It does ride up a little bit on me. I don't run a ton at night, and so like it's probably overkill, but it is very nice to have. Okay, those are, I think, the electronics other than my watch that I like never take off except when it's charging. This is the Garmin Fenix 7. Overall, really like it. Not super big into like all the different watches and features and all that, but like it has everything I need, and so I'm very happy with it. Okay, on to miscellaneous gear. I got this hat from the Feed Strava collection for Christmas last year. I bought it. Love this hat. Like 10 out of 10, great. And don't know how to get another one because this is phenomenal. So lightweight, so great. Sorry I can't like link it for you, but it's wonderful. Then I have a couple headbands. Both of these are from Skida. Love them. I also have some buffs from them. Also great. The insulated one is super nice for the winter. This one is just good for sweat in the summer. Really great. And then ice bandana. It gets really hot here in the summer, and so having an ice bandana, stick some ice in there, have it melt down your neck, feels so nice. Would recommend if you live in a hot climate. All right, bottles. These little like 17-ounce soft flask, like totally necessary. I use these constantly for any time I'm out running. I have at least one of these on me. And the nice thing about the John G shorts is you can just shove one in the side and you don't even need a belt or a vest. But yeah, I have like 20 of these and use them all the time. I personally believe you cannot race nor really run long distances without face glitter. So 10 out of 10 recommend face glitter. I always use SPF lip balm because that your lips will burn and it's no fun. Tri-Glide, this one is very much so very greasy. I don't love that it's super greasy, but it works really well. And so any chafing areas would recommend this. Trekking poles. I got these leaky foldable ones. I had an ankle injury, and so I needed to start bringing trekking poles in case I needed them. And I knew that if they weren't lightweight and they didn't compress small, that I wouldn't bring them. And so that's what I did. Really like these so far. Super easy, super light. They literally weigh like less than a pound, and they're cute. So win. And then I went for this Solomon 12-liter pack. Is it overkill? Yeah, absolutely. But it's so nice. I can put my dog stuff in here. I can put my stuff in here. It has like this big pouch. I always keep a rain jacket in here and a buff, sunscreen, Tri-Glide, an emergency blanket, hair ties, wipes, like the whole 9 yards. I always keep in here. And then it has really great pockets for like your phone and sunscreen and gels, and then the two water bottle holders. I always live by the motto of like, go big. What's the worst that can happen? You have too much stuff? Yeah, sometimes my pack is heavy. Oh well. Okay, running shoes. I have been running in the Cloudflyer 4s for basically the entire time I've been road running the last few years. I really do like these shoes. I would like to try something new out because I'm getting bored, as happens when you're doing long training blocks, but these work really well for my feet. Shoes are so individual, but I never see these ones talked about, so I figured I'd talk about them. And then we have these ons, which I will have to find you the name of, but they're like the cloud trails, something like that. Only trail shoe that I have found that worked for my foot for running long distances. I've literally tried every single one at REI, and this is the only one. Warning, they do wear down super fast, and so like the lugs will wear out pretty quick, but I love these shoes. Highly recommend them. Yeah, they've worked really well for me. I think that's all the gear that I usually wear. You got my like hottest tips and tricks, like the vest has literally been game changer. I love that thing. And then like the couple winter running shirts have been so great. So glad I can pass on that fun stuff. And if you guys have any recommendations of gear that you love that have changed your life, like in a small way or a big way, let me know. I would love to hear about it. A little bit about what week 11 training looked like. I got in about 2,600 yards of swimming in the pool. It was one of the swim weeks that was just not the best. I was fairly unmotivated. I was really looking forward to swim lessons on Friday, and then my coach was sick, so I had to do it myself, and I was just very unmotivated. And so I did finish. I didn't quit, but it was not a great week in the pool. For bike, reminder, last weekend I did the Monument bike ride, which was very hard. And so definitely feeling a lot of fatigue after that. So this week I really only got 2 bike rides in. I got an hour outside on the bike on a beautiful one evening. And then I also did one just like shakeout kind of thing on Sunday night. Definitely feeling some saddle soreness, so it was nice to like get off the bike for a little bit. Running this week was such a mixed bag. I did my long run from last week on Monday since I had the day off, and it was brutal. I had a lot of fatigue. I probably should have stopped. My feet hurt, my knees hurt, everything hurt, and it just didn't get better. A lot of times I pushed through because a lot of times it does get better. This week it did not get better. But I also did some speed work. It was a deload week for everything except the 9-miler. So I just did 4 90-second with recovery in between. And then, I decided to cut my long brick on the weekend. I was not feeling recovered. I was feeling a lot of fatigue. A whole point of a deload week is like you should feel energized during it, and well, maybe not energized, but you shouldn't feel like you're digging yourself deeper into a hole. And I felt like I was digging myself deeper in a hole. So I said, cut that. Stayed in bed for a long time on Saturday, and then I did a nice little 5-miler with my doggos, and it was just so fun. It had snowed, and so there was some snow on the trail. It was a beautiful sunny day. And so really just like getting back into it for like the love of running instead of like, oh, something I have to do, this long brick that's gonna suck. It was more like, ooh, I get to do this. So that was a lot of fun. I think I got all 3 of my strength training in last week. Maybe I only got 1 or 2, but it was a good week overall, trying to like do progressive overload and get better. So overall, my body feeling is getting better a lot after this week of training. I definitely feel like the weekend off was good. I feel really motivated to get back into it. Okay, so to wrap up this week's vlog, this was week 11, and I'm really glad I got to show you guys all the running gear I love and I use for training. Let me know what you want to see in these vlogs. I definitely am using this as a way to get better at storytelling and public speaking, and hopefully like help someone along the way. I think that all this stuff can be really intimidating, and so like trying to break it down in the most like useful but compact way is kind of the goal of this. So let me know what you want to see, and I will be back next week for the next week's vlog. And so have a great week or weekend. And this is My Persistence Project. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.